Afternoon, wherever you are looking or listening from. And today we have a time with a long term colleague of mine, Bryan, who's in Hyderabad, India. And he's with one of his colleagues whose name is Bupesh. Anyway, what I want to talk about today is the impact of the coronavirus in your part of the world, and ask you some questions, about that, and just so that we can share with those who are listening how God is using this crisis as an opportunity to demonstrate His love in your part of the world. So, my first question to you guys is, who are the people in your part of the world who are most affected and impacted by this coronavirus?
Most affected people are daily laborers, small business owners, and farmers. Especially daily laborers, we have more than 400 million people here in India. They are migrants who came from villages to the cities just to work. Now they don't have any work, and even they cannot leave to their hometowns. And small business owners, they cannot run their business. They have to shut down. They have to forcefully send their employees go. Even one estimate is 20% of small businesses are closed down permanently. Even farmers cannot transport their goods to nearby markets. While market prices are gone up, mediators are not paying much to the farmers. Even the government is exercising authoritarian. Actually, they are filing cases on the motorbike riders. They are charging fines. Even because of this shutdown, some police people were instructed to just use their clubs to beat, just to control people to not to come to the streets.
I heard that more people in India have starved to death, have died because of hunger, than have died because of the coronavirus. Is that true?
Yeah, in some areas it's happening, but in near future it will be like that.
Because
Because
if they don't work for a day, then they have no money to buy food for the day. Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah, for now, some of the groups are distributing food. With that food, these migrants and poor people are managing. But I don't know near future how things will be. If it continues like this, how many can provide food for these people? If we cannot do that, yeah, definitely uh, that leads to hunger deaths.
Who are the people that are helping?
Yeah, Muslims, Hindus, and Christians are finding ways to serve the needy. Muslims usually helping their own community. Hindus are collecting donations from their, temples and temple organizations. They are serving the needy. They are feeding the hungry. But
So Muslims are helping Muslims. Hindus are helping primarily the people who come to the temples. What about the Christian community?
yeah, Christians are trying to take more initiative. I can say without any discrimination by looking at their caste or religious background.
So the Christians are helping without discriminating whoever needs the food, whether they're a Muslim or Hindu or whatever.
Yes.
Do you have you have a story to tell that would illustrate how Christians are responding?
I'm leading a class at my church as we are studying the Bible and discussing how to live faithfully to our Lord Jesus Christ. We have been thinking and how can we serve others in needy? How can we show them love of God? We are trying to find ways. When the coronavirus shut down, uh, we have started praying, just to find ways and asking God to show how we can help the needy. At that time, I had discussion with one of my friends who is helping the needy with some of the Christians' help. They are distributing food and masks, sanitizers to the needy people, especially the migrant people. Not only that, they were serving even police people, since they will be on the roads taking care of people. So that's why even trying to help them by giving masks and sanitizers. Police constables have unpopular role, even though many people view the police almost enemies. The Christians sensed the constables could use some encouragement while serving them. We noticed the police people are not wearing masks. Our group was able to purchase some cotton cloth to make washable masks. Actually, they cost about 20 rupees. That means about 35 cents each to make. So we are collecting contributions from the church, from the local church. Members of the church are distributing the masks at charity feeding centers. Uh, they are helping, even they are helping serve food, pray for people, and distribute the face masks, hand gloves, and sanitizers. All these were greatly appreciated. Um, Higher authorities learned about what they were doing and contacted the Christians to see if they can get some help to their uh, constables. Now, because we are helping the police, we have permission to travel on the otherwise just lockdown streets. This is enable us to serve other people affected by the lockdown, such as street sweepers, shopkeepers, and people living on the streets.
So, as you two brothers look at what has been happening, what is your advice to local pastors in churches who have very little resources? How should they be responding, to the needs all around them? They have big needs themselves, but theologically, how do you see challenging these churches who are very poor themselves to reach out?
I would say it's not about meeting the need, because the need is so vast. It's enormous. I mean, there's over 400 million daily laborers in India. I mean, how can you, and many people are out of work. So many people are facing difficult situations financially. I would say that it's not about meeting all their needs. It's caring and doing what you can. I think giving sacrificially, even if it's a small amount, just your time. That's I think it does some good even for the people, because people are stuck in their homes and going a little bit, getting a little cabin fever, just being at homes, but getting out, I mean, doing these kind of things, they have to get permission from the police, but from officials, because they could get fined if they're out roaming. But if they see they're helping, they have a particular task that they're doing it with a group, they can get that permission. And then it's just really about showing that personal touch that people care. I mean, there was a huge group of young men that were from Tamil Nadu, which is the state south of us. They were working in Nagpur, a few hundred miles north of us. They couldn't, when the lockdown came, they couldn't get home because all the buses and trains stopped running. They were kicked out of their place. I think they were doing construction work. Their work was stopped. They were told they had to vacate because they couldn't pay rent. They had nowhere to go. So they just started walking. They walked all the way from Nagpur. They got to Hyderabad, and that's only halfway. It's just unthinkable. It's 100 degrees out right now. This time of year is the hot season. They walked these hundreds of miles. One of these guys was in one of these feeding centers. He just laid down to rest while the other guys were going to get food. They came back to get him, and he had died. 23 years old. The kind of misery that they're, I mean, to walk that far because you have nowhere to go. You have no family there. They don't speak the language. They have no source to feed themselves, to do anything with. So it's, I think it just getting people to come and know their situation and care, whatever they can do. They can't fix all their problems. They may not be able to give them work. They may not be able to even feed all of them. But what they can do, whatever that is. If it's just giving their time and serving with, a soup kitchen or, some place where it's handing out rice and dal. It's just being present. I think that's the resource that Christians have is love. And love comes at a cost. And it's demonstrated through service, especially through sacrificial service. So it's not just about, okay, when we can get money, if other people will give money, we'll help. No, it's what you have, what you can do, you do.
Well, brothers, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate that. May God bless you. May he give you wisdom, and may he open the windows of heaven with wisdom, with ideas, and with the resources, so that the Christians that you are equipping can truly be the hands and feet of Jesus. God bless you.